Hello, my name is Miss Watterson, and I am with Delivering Faith. Today, we're going to talk about what brings you in with us.
Okay.
I'm gonna ask you certain questions, kind of poke and prod, and see what evidence I can get into making a better plan for you once you leave here. So we're gonna start off, and I want you to tell me how you feel, a sound, and how it goes, what goes with that feeling, and what brings you in today. Okay. Go ahead.
Well, what brings me in today, my 13-year-old son is currently on trial for a distribution charge that he caught in school. The police came in school because they heard that there was drug trafficking going back and forth throughout the school, and my son was obviously involved in it. And he had almost 200 bags of marijuana bagged up, along with the scale in his locker. So, you know, the scale automatically holds a weight of 5 years, automatically. Not even including the bags of marijuana, and he also had cocaine and bricks.
I'm going to stop you right there. Do you have any idea where your son got this from?
No. Well, he doesn't come home during the night, so I'm guessing that's where he, you know, get all his drugs and stuff from, but he also bring it to school. But he don't never bring it in my face. I've only caught it one time. I came home and it was two grown women, like my age, cooking the marijuana in a peroxy pot in my house as I came home from work.
Okay.
So that's how I knew that my son was really deep into the streets.
How did that feel, that initial walking into your kitchen and seeing those two women in there?
It made me feel like I failed as a mother. Ultimately, I feel like a man has to have a father figure in order to truly be a man. But his father is in jail for a grand larceny charge, robbery, a distribution charge, and he's also on trial for a first-degree murder. So,
has your son, I'm sorry to cut you off, has your son visited his father in prison?
No.
Okay.
He has anger towards his father. And sometimes his anger is taken out on me. And, you know, so we're always getting into it, and sometimes I feel like he's about to, you know, hit me, and I end up hitting him first to let him know who boss.
So, who the mother is, definitely,
right.
Definitely. What are your hopes in initially having to happen between, whether it be your relationship, your son, because we do have ties with the jail, and your son could spend a weekend in jail to see, as if he wanted that. But what do you want to have happen as far as your relationship with you and your son, or any trouble that your son, like any potential prevention from your son getting in any further trouble? Like, what do you want to happen?
Well, first, I want my son to actually believe that he can have a future other than what he's leading to now.
Okay.
And I would love for our relationship to grow stronger, but, you know, I would never lose love for my son, but this is not who I try to raise, you know. And 3, I want him to, you know, go to college, get the degree, and be the total opposite of what his father was, and to have his own family and actually be there with his family, and not have a broken one like how he was brought up on.
Okay. Are there any strong male figures in his life that are like positive figures?
Well, I don't have a significant other, but I do have a brother. He tries to do the best that he can with him. He tries to take him out, you know, during the week and talk to him, take him out to eat, try to take him to basketball games, positive things, but he still leads back to the drugs. And at first it was just him selling marijuana. Now it's cocaine. Like, I'm starting to think, okay, are you doing the cocaine? Like,
what do you feel like your next step? Like, I know you've come to me. Do you have do you have other options, or do you feel like I'm the last resort, or?
I honestly feel like you're the last resort, because I feel like I need to be in maybe a parenting class to see what I might have, you know, done wrong and what I can do to improve on my son. And as well as I would like to, you know, try to get him engaged in some type of workshops to help his mindset out. And 3, maybe, you know, we can send him to the jail so he can see how it feels to be incarcerated.
Okay. So we can definitely make that a last option if all else fails.
Okay.
If he does start to retract from us, you know, give him a helping hand, or you as well, or see how he reacts to you being more firm or stern. When did you start noticing a change in his behavior? Like, I know you said he's not coming home at night.
I noticed it when he was 10 years old when I found the gun in his room. Didn't understand why he had the gun because we live in a pretty good neighborhood, but he goes off into the other neighborhoods that have that drug trafficking and everything that's, you know, coming from there. And I feel that it's part of who he hangs around with too. He's also in the gang. He's a blood. Like, he tells me all of this, and I'm not gonna say I judge my son, but he gets mad at me because I tell him that it's either you're gonna end up in jail or you're gonna be dead. A gangster don't live. They either 6 feet under or they gonna die in jail. So either way it goes, your life is, if you're alive in jail, your life is still over because you can't see outside the walls. And then when you're dead, you don't have nobody. You're just dead.
So you're very upfront with him. He's aware of all the consequences of everything, but he's still being the man that he thinks he is, and he's going to try.
I think he's rebelling because of his father.
Okay.
And his father don't try to have a relationship with him. He got locked up when he was 6 months old. And he don't try to. So I feel like he tries to rebel, and he's like, okay, well, I'm going to do what I want to do. My dad did it, you know?
We can definitely take him on. Before we do the whole him spending a weekend in jail, we can have him talk to men who have started off in that path and who now are in prison and are going to spend the rest of their lives in prison, can't see their mom, whose moms potentially could have passed away and they didn't get to see one last time. You know, you got to really hit him where it hurts. Now, with the drug bust in his school, did they find anything? You said they did, and he's on trial. Now, when does that?
And they only found it because the dogs.
Oh, okay, so they didn't have the dog.
Yeah.
Now, when does the trial begin, or?
It's a month from now.
Okay.
And it's on November 21st.
Okay.
So.
I think it'll look really good if we do try to put together some kind of plan, or let's say vision board for him to see what he wants to do. I would love to have a sit-down conversation with you and him, just to see where his head is, because I'm sure when we first initially meet, he's not going to be open to sharing and why are you bringing this lady into my business and all of this, which I can completely understand. But at the same time, I want him to know that I'm not here to take him away from you. I'm not here to hurt him, but I want him to excel just as much as you do. But sometimes we need that outsider to look inside and tell us, like, okay, well, she sees me going here. Like, this lady sees me being a lawyer. I don't see myself waking up tomorrow. So that, I definitely wrote down a couple of things with that. Is it hard for you to talk to him? Like, even about other things besides his behavior in school?
Yes, it's very hard because when I try to date and when I try to have a significant other, it never works out because he always try to either fight them or feel like, you know, they're taking me away from him, or that they're out to get him, or they're just using me because I'm doing well for myself as a single mother and woman. And that's why I don't have anyone, because no one's going to deal with that. And that's not their child. So
now, how many times?
That's hard.
How many times would you say this has happened?
4 times.
4? Okay, so this is becoming an issue.
Yes.
Definitely. You feel as though maybe he feels as though he is the man that you need. Like, you're the only man. Now that I got this, maybe he feels as though he has to provide for you and him. Okay. And this is the fast money that he can get at a young age, because he probably sees you busting your behind as a mother that wants her child to do the best, but he wants the best for you.
My only worry is me burying my child. And what would make it worse is that his father wouldn't be there either. They wouldn't let him out of jail because of all his charges that he has. So that's my only worry and concern. Okay,
well, I'm definitely going to look into the getting in contact with a couple of gentlemen that are in prison that we could go see. You, him, and I. Not necessarily the prison that his father's in, just because I don't want to have any of those conflicts or anything arise. But I also want to get you and him back in here so we can talk, the 3 of us, and see what's going on and see if that is how he feels. If he wants to make a better life for you as you're trying to provide a better life for him, which is understandable. We have to let him know that he's going about this the wrong way, and what are some better ideas for him to put his time and effort into.
Well, I work every day of the week except for Wednesday.
Okay. Wednesday. Is this time?
At 10 p.m. 10 a.m. I'm sorry, would be good. Because he's suspended out of school right now. So
okay. How long is he suspended for? Until
further notice.
Okay. Okay. Alrighty. Well, I think this concludes our meeting for today. I will
Okay.
definitely get everything aligned and give you a heads up call on Tuesday to remind you of our meeting next Wednesday.
Okay.
Alrighty?
All right.
It was nice
Thank
meeting
you.
you. Nice meeting you.
All right.
Just repeat